All right, it's 4:05 Leland Live Talk 99.5. We got a Friday going on. We'll start with the weather. We've got some potentially stormy weather coming through. A little bit tonight, some pop-up storms this evening, more tomorrow. Um, on the marginal side for any kind of severe weather, we'll need to keep an eye on it. I think we've got a worse shot at stronger weather midweek next week, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. And several inches of rain over the next several days, on and off stuff because it is spring and the weather's changing. But keep an eye on that with your plans, whatever you're doing in the coming days and weeks. Of course, we changed the time Saturday night. I get excited about it. Jessica and I had this conversation earlier today. She was like, "Oh, we're gonna lose an hour of sleep." I was like, "Yeah, but the daylight. I'd look at the bright side. I like it. I like the." She does not sound anything like that, and I'm gonna get slapped in the face when I get home.
Well, look,
But
when you
still,
when you did that, I was like, I know you're like, oh gosh,
AJ
what a
cringed in there.
yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, please don't. Oh gosh, like don't do
She's
that.
like, "Let me redo that. Take two."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're gonna have to lose some sleep, but it'll be fine because I'm a trooper. No, it's just funny. We had two different takes. I was skipping around the house like extra daylight when we get off work. I sort of like that time of year.
Well, I mean, look, I never really get like excited about daylight savings time, and the reason why is this because by the time I leave out of here, it's dark anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
So
See, AJ is so dedicated. Even when it gets dark at 9 o'clock, he stays up here just because he feels weird if he goes home before the sun sets.
yeah, or if I do that, then I know when I come back the next day, it just doubles the work I gotta do.
Good stuff. All right, so lots of things going on. We don't have as many screaming headlines on the Iran war, and that's because every hour that goes by, the United States is getting more and more control of the situation. And the Iranians are losing their ability in a lot of ways to fight back. I'm not telling you it's over, but today they declared their Navy is officially non functional, which is one step toward one of the big three goals. And if they handle the other goals in the next couple of weeks, knocking out all of the nuke capability and taking out their entire missile program, our guys are done. It's up to the Mid East to get that together. The administration did report today they met with 46 Arab countries, Muslim countries, and other countries in the region. Not with all their presidents or heads, but all of their ambassadors to the United States. And every single one of them are behind the United States effort, and they're joining in and going to contribute some way. Some of them will get to step up in the aftermath when there's a new government. In other words, say the secular government takes back over and gets control of the situation immediately. The best thing to do is bring in investment, open up tourism, work on the infrastructure that was damaged, and start repairing the place. And it's going to take their neighbors to help that country do that once they depose these maniacs. And so there's that. Let's see. Let me run through some headlines. The Jesse Jackson Memorial Service is going on. I was kidding around earlier that I thought Kamala might have the dumbest comment of the group today. We have several former presidents speaking in honor of Jesse Jackson. I believe it's going to be Joe Biden. Now, listen to the clip. It's not as bad as when you read it, but apparently he said he was smarter than everybody in the room. But he does that. Joe Biden's been a cocky trash talker. Even when he has turned into a human Roomba and he walks into things and he doesn't know how to, dress himself, he's still cocky. So you got to give it to him, AJ. He's running through the tape. He'll be laying on his deathbed telling people stories about his heroics when he saved all those little poor black kids at the swimming pool or whatever he made up. He used to whoop popcorn's ass and any of those stories. So anyway, that has gone on today. Trump's having a roundtable right now over the chaos in college sports. It's got a lot of people around there. Ron DeSantis is standing there. The Speaker of the House, Nick Saban, the president of the New York Yankees. All of sports, a lot of different representation. And as one of them pointed out, we carried a little bit of it last hour. The one group that's not represented around the table, the athletes. But I guess who would represent them? They all got different lawyers. They just ought to all just get Jimmy Sexton to go up there. He's the one making money off all these kids.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so that is happening right now. And if anything else comes of that, we'll have the headlines for you there too. I don't know if this video is legit, but the head of McDonald's is getting lampooned all over the internet again. This Chris K guy for what appears that he took a bite of their chicken sandwich and tried to spit it in a napkin. I don't think that's legit. I've watched it, AJ. I sent it to you just to get your take on it. There's no audio on that video. It's just some dramatic music that people like to doctor up the original. And I don't know if he really spit in the napkin or not. He did have to wipe his mouth because he got a little mayo on himself. You can tell he's not used to being dirty.
I mean, he's eating a Big Mac.
No, that's a chicken sandwich. That's supposed to be a chicken sandwich.
Oh, it looks like a Big Mac.
They all kind of look the same.
Yeah.
All of it will kill you.
Yeah. So I mean, whatever it is, I mean, he's eating a sandwich. So I mean, okay. I don't think he spit. It don't look like he spit it out. It don't look
I don't
like
either.
it.
I'm gonna give a guy a pass. I think
Yeah.
he's had a hard week. Everybody's in on it.
I think people just try to make something out of nothing just because of the very roboticness. I know that's not a word, but just how stiffness he is.
Yep.
When he did it, he was trying to be relatable.
That guy made Katie Britt look like a Muppet. So stiff.
Yeah. You know, but nah, I don't think he spit anything out. I just think people just trying to do it for clicks.
All right. And we got these airline stories. Let me shove this on the table. I'm looking for a little something fresh because I've talked about the war as much as I think I'm almost out of thoughts on it. But updates, if something big happens, if anything big happens on the ground or anything develops, of course, we're going to be on it. And who knows what happens over the weekend. This time last Friday, this thing had not even started. We anticipated it, but we didn't know when Judgment Day would happen. And it happened in a big way on that Saturday. I hope they don't do anything this weekend, AJ. I need my whole Saturday off. We had to work last weekend.
Yeah, tomorrow's my son's birthday, so please don't do nothing.
Hey, you will not have to come in, AJ. You take care of that. We'll figure a way to make this thing happen. All right, so let's talk about these airlines. I just saw a story. I was stunned to read the headline. I've got to dig deeper into the story. It was happening right when we were coming back to air. So we had the story yesterday. I never got to it. That United Airlines is going to make it mandatory on their flights that if you're listening to audio on a device like at your seat, you got to wear headphones. It's sad that we live in such an uncivil society. You have to tell people to do that. But what I have to say is praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Thank you. You ever notice people that'll just sit and listen to internet clips and TikTok clips and just blow the whole room out and like there's nobody else there?
Well, first
they're
of all,
so absorbed in scrolling their clips that it's like there's nobody there.
I don't fly Spirit or Frontier, so I don't
This
fly.
is United.
I don't fly with the riffraffs.
Yeah, this is United. The people are there's riffraff on United as well.
Well, I mean, those riffraff need to go back to Spirit and Frontier.
That's what I say.
They're messing up my flying experience, especially if I'm flying on those airlines. I've never experienced anything like that.
I love this accent. I like
but just because I'm on Group 1, so if you're sitting
I'm on pre-boarding.
I'm on pre-boarding. So those who sit where I sit, we don't have to worry about that.
We put our shopping carts back when we're done shopping. I read a theory about that today. It's some old video of a guy online that he says you don't want to live in a neighborhood or a community where people don't put the carts back.
Oh, yeah,
he
no.
said you ride through parking lots, you go through the Walmart or wherever, and you don't see people putting the carts back. Those are people you do not want to live around.
No.
And I think he's got a good point.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
They don't even have the most basic the most basic decency for people around them to just spend 10 seconds and go ahead and put the cart back.
Yeah, they just leave it right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uncivil.
But I don't know. I mean, I always thought that was a rule, or at least common courtesy, because every flight that I've flown, people have their headphones on. I don't really get the whole, listening to everybody. Now, the only thing that does get me is people leaving their phone not on airplane mode. They just like start,
Well, they still scrolling after they tell you to turn it off.
Turn that off.
I'll be honest, I've kind of done that a little bit longer than normal. Usually I just turn the phone completely off. I don't even do airplane mode.
Yeah.
I just take a nap. People are not self-aware. Today alone, we were in a restaurant. And I'm trying to be nice because the guy seemed like a nice guy. But this dude had his whole office set up in a booth. He had on headphones and he was doing conference calls. Loud as hell. He had a spread of papers around him, had his laptop out. This dude was conducting business loudly in the middle of this restaurant. They said he stays in there all the time. That's just his office. Like, are you serious?
Brother was trying to hit a deadline.
He had goals, man. He'd been listening to some of these motivational speeches around here. He was being all he could be, man. He was fulfilling his destiny. Whatever. He was working. And now respect for his game, but man, that was loud. I was like, dude.
Hey, hopefully he closed the deal, whatever he was talking about.
You ever notice people that talk on speakerphone too raise their voice about 5 levels louder than normal? They feel like they're on speaker. They got to yell at the phone.
Yes. Yeah.
Good to talk to you today. I mean, they're just holding the phone up there, screaming at their phone. I'm like, dude, the phone can hear you.
Yeah.
You're good.
The people on the other side can hear you too.
Just
Like,
calm down.
just chill.
It's just a human instinct. Now, but what led me to just go off in this direction was there's a headline that just came out from the New York Post, and I got to dig into this because this is going to AJ's going to hate this story more than anything I've talked about all week. Southwest, and I love flying on Southwest. The headline is they may no longer clean coach seats between flights.
Nasty.
In other words, if you want to not sit in somebody else's trash from the previous flight, you're going to have to buy a first class ticket up front. I didn't even know Southwest had. Oh, yeah, I guess they got that business class up front.
Well, the
seats
changed.
are a little bigger on those planes.
Well, they changed they used to do free fall seating. So you just sit wherever you want to sit. There was no assigned seating.
They went to assigned. This is probably why they're going to make you suffer in the back and pay extra to get away from the filth of all the other.
So everybody don't they need to like even the plane so that everybody just gonna sit up front?
No, there's some cheap people that'll go ahead and sit in somebody else's urine from the previous flight. I mean, how do they not clean the freaking plane?
It takes like 2 seconds because you gotta get the other crew. You gotta get the other people though.
Yeah,
that's
they gotta
waiting
get the
for the
baggage
flight.
out. They gotta refuel. You got time. Get in there and get the vacuum out, son. I mean, that's not the most expensive thing.
All they
on the
doing
flight.
is picking up the little bags, but they're walking down the aisle anyway. You would like to throw that away? Huh? Got some trash? You want? This like 2 seconds. Really? Come on now. Don't be nasty.
The comments on this story came in. Here's one. Southwest Airlines only going to clean your seat if it smells like money. The rest of you peasants can sit in germ-infested filth left behind for the rest of the poor people.
They're going to change the slogan about you want to get away.
Yeah.
Hey, you need
get away from this plane. You want a clean seat? $50. I mean, they've slowly conditioned us to accept this stuff. Let's explain. You used to get real food on a flight, not short flights, but if you did a flight over 2 hours, they brought you a little tiny meal.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got down to a bag of peanuts and some Biscoff cookies and maybe a little half of a soda for the food. Okay, I cannot eat for a couple hours. I can do that. And then it was the baggage fees. They started charging you to bring your own stuff. It's like, yeah, you can fly with us. Here's a great deal. Oh, you want to bring bags? It's going to be $200 more. I mean, it just sucks you into buying the ticket. Oh, and here's some fees and taxes, and the government does all that to us. But and then they started shrinking the seats, making them tighter, slimmer, narrower. We got bigger, the seats got smaller, and everybody's uncomfortable now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, how much money do they save? I mean, I guess there are thousands of flights all the time, and an airline, if they cut back on the cleaning crews, at some point, there's probably some overall savings for them.
Yeah, until you get that one where it's like bed bugs and lice and
that's just
roaches and other nasty stuff that can happen. Rats flying the plane now.
Yeah. If I'm their competitor, I'm like, hey, Fly United, no loud noise, and we clean the seats. At United, we clean every seat because your ass matters.
I mean, that just. What if you got like a 5-hour flight and you just sitting in somebody else's filth, just smelling it for 5 hours?
I did sit down on a flight one time that had just come in, and they were, tossing the plane, and then it was going to go right back out. And this was years ago, and I sat down and I could smell the funk. AJ, whoever was sitting there before me, left a sulfur stench. Just it had embedded in the carpet. I don't know who it was, and I was stuck in that seat. It was one of those flights where that was my seat, and I couldn't move. The flight was packed, and the minute I sat down, I went, "This is like sitting in the radio studio behind some host." Over the years. Douglas Cooling and Heating. Let's talk about your AC system. Man, I got mine on. We had it on last night. It's been in the 80s this week. We've got a little bit of a cool snap coming after all this rain, but spring's here for the most part, and time to get that spring cleaning done on your heating and air. It will save you money, and it will make your heating and air system last longer. It just will. Good maintenance. It's like changing the oil on your car. It needs to be serviced and checked out and charged up, and look for all the connections and make sure it's giving you the right output, because when it's dirty, here's what happens. It gets hot, gets muggy, You're not comfortable. You keep pushing it down, pushing the temperature down. It's not keeping up. And that thing is straining and sucking money straight out of your wallet because it's consuming more electricity to keep up with where you want it to be. And if it was clean, it would just run better. And you don't have to do all that. And you save on your power bills and of course the wear and tear because it's not working itself silly because you're too cheap to have your system cleaned up. Have it cleaned up. Douglas will come do it. Now, this is my full service company. They've taken care of me for 16 years and every air conditioner I've had, and they're ready to come do these things for you too. Um, New installs, if it's time, it's time. My advice, of course, is do that now before it's 95 degrees and it breaks. And then you're going to be waiting because all the air conditioners will break in the summer, and then we're all waiting to get service. Go ahead and do it in a managed situation when it's not so hot outside. If you know your air conditioner is getting old and it's already had trouble, you can get new warranties with that. That's peace of mind. All that stuff makes sense to me. Call Douglas.com. Make them your heating and air company for service work, installs, emergencies, second opinions, plumbing, all those things. Call Douglas.com, CALL. Call Douglas.com. License number 2017181. Call Douglas.com. All right, it is 427, man. Friday night's about to get away from us. Y'all, Alabama Bass is ready to help you out. If you or maybe somebody you love in your family, a lot of us go through that stage of life where your parents are getting a little older. And I'm sure I'll be the same way. I want to be independent. I'm a little hard headed about it. But maybe the home's a little unsafe, especially the shower getting in and out of the bathtub kind of thing. That's a tough thing to do when you're lost some mobility. I remember a couple of years ago, I blew out a bicep and I was waiting on surgery. And then thereafter, and all I was just down an arm, but just the simple task of taking a shower and washing your hair and toweling off with one arm. Can you imagine, other problems that people go through in life? It just changes everything for you. You can make their lives so simple with the replacement systems at Alabama Bass. These are beautiful systems. If you want to see them, you go down to Pelham and look at one of the build outs. Beautiful glass, beautiful framing, but most importantly, ease of access, slip proof surfaces, shelving handles thought through ergonomically, even the functionality of the plumbing itself and the things you have to reach for. You can get in there and in a very independent and safe way, get that done. It's one of the best parts of the day to get all refreshed. It's Alabama Bass. Y'all can trust that whole team. This family's been doing bathroom projects and kitchen projects, really the whole business for 4 decades, going on, I guess, more than 4 decades now. They've been on with us for so long. These are great folks too. Good local folks. No pressure. They don't give you any hustle. They just give you a proper bid for exactly what they can come do for you and give you time to make your mind up. That's the way to treat your neighbors. It's alabamabass.com. Alabamabass.com. Oh, did I mention takes only 2 days to get that done? All right, we're keeping an eye on our weather this weekend. So far, so good on the radar. We got a few things starting to bubble up. If y'all get underneath one, it could be some strong, heavy rain. But I was noticing there's some massive tornadoes breaking out right now in Michigan. And I don't know if I ever recalled the Midwest that far north. I know tornadoes are not impossible there, but it seems to me some of Tornado Alley looks to have shifted a little bit north. That could just be me being an amateur and an anecdotal sort of observation. But this thing, there's one video that was just caught on camera, and I think it's Three Rivers, Michigan. This thing is huge. It reminds me of our April 27th storm where we stood here and looked out of our windows and watched that thing massively go across Birmingham and carry all that debris with it from all the way over in Tuscaloosa. This one kind of has that characteristic. Very ominous looking. You can see debris in the air. So we're going to wake up tomorrow or later tonight, get images of some severe damage in that part of Michigan. Just a little heads up on that. We'll be watching out for a little bit of severe weather tomorrow. And then again, might be some possibility of some instability next week. Details on it next week. Right now, let's just go to the bottom of the hour break and get that done. Hey, we got time for your phone calls too. I think we can lighten up a little bit. We've had a super hectic week, but the news seems to have slowed down just a little bit. 545-9950 Leland Live. Hey, I talked to you a lot about All American Metals. I really love what these guys do. I got to see that firsthand when they first came on the show. I went out there and got to meet everybody, and um, I told them I had some damage on my metal building, kind of up top. It's a long story. It was from a wall getting pushed out from my own stupidity of hitting the wall with my motorhome. It happened. I got it all fixed, but the sheet metal was difficult to get to. It was way up high. I even one time I went and rented a scaffolding, but there was stuff in the way. It was going to be a bigger project than I could deal with alone. So I put it off, and they said, "No, we'll get it fixed for you." And they came out and took a look. Dude, they matched that metal, the exact bend pattern, the color, everything was perfect. They brought me some sheets out, took all this stuff off, patched it up, and knocked it out with a big old cherry picker in just a little bit of time. And their work was just impeccable. And then that was a tiny project on a residential building that wasn't that big a deal for them because they're a big company that puts up big warehouses and big operations and does commercial stuff in addition to the residential stuff. Here's what I'm trying to tell you is I've seen them at work. I know they know their stuff. These are the kind of folks you want to help you get a project done. Maybe you have a building, you want to expand or add on or fix something like I did. Maybe you're a contractor and you need supplies. They're a manufacturer. They make their own framing, they make their own sheet metal, fully integrated system. Or maybe you're like me a few years ago and you're starting out and you don't even know the first thing about it. You're not even sure what size building you need, but you know what your use is. Let them help you figure that out. They've got a design team. They'll spit out some stamp plans for you. The turnaround is so quick about the way they work. They'll beat their competitors on turnaround, on price, and you get it custom. And then because they're in charge of the whole thing, they're not just the designer and they're not getting your parts from all over and assembling it. They're going to produce the building, package it up like a big box of Legos, put it on their truck, usually an 18 wheeler, and bring it out to your house. And there's your building laying there ready to go up. They'll help you with contractors to get it vertical when it's time. This is a company that can really get it done for you, fully integrated. Again, their prices are better, their turnaround's quick, and you'll love working with them. I didn't even know they were there when I put my building together. I wish I did. I really do. I think it would have gone up faster, and I know I would have saved some money. Y'all, it's all American metals. Residential barns, pole barns, sheds, um, barnuminiums. People are doing beautiful stuff with that kind of technology nowadays. Retail build outs on the retail frontage or mini storage buildings. They can completely design a whole facility for you if you want to invest in that. Warehousing of all types, big commercial stuff. Nothing's too big for them. They can handle it. Two generations, they go back to the 60s. These are good guys. It's All American Metals, aa-metal.com if you want to check them out online, see some of their services or get engaged with them. It's aa-metal.com. Let's talk about the price of oil. I was going back through some of that during the break and where it's been since Saturday. It's definitely up. If this number's correct, and I pulled this up off a site, I can check it on my little app too. Oil did continue to go up this week. It's now at $91 a barrel, according to this. Let's see, the Brent price is 93.12. I believe that was at the close today. So that is up significantly, about 35% from when the war started. Not really a surprise. I know the Trump administration calculated that that was going to be a reaction because of the closing of the strait. We've gone through a lot of that information this week about how the Lloyds of London thing works. The Iranians, here's the crazy thing, they don't have the ability to close the Strait of Hormuz. They don't have any ships anymore. We've taken most of them out. They do have the ability to threaten, though, and to launch things at these ships. They keep attempting to launch whatever their agents that are still remaining at oil infrastructure in particular. Their calculation is if they can keep pressure on those prices, at some point the world will recoil and get the United States to back off. But so far that hasn't worked. There was a meeting, like we reported earlier today, where 46 of their ambassadors have met with the Trump administration, and they're all behind us. So the price went up because we still haven't seen a lot of ships move through. I think I saw a report. I didn't get to check it out in detail, but I believe a ship finally did go through the strait today. And that's all you need. You need to prove it can be done, that the United States Navy is going to give an escort, that the threat is just hype from the Iranians. The rest of the world is in support of this. China is even in support of this because they're going to choke to death if they can't get this oil flowing. It's worse for them to see the price at where it is than it is for us. You will see that go up at the pump. So $91, I don't know what that will equate to here. I'm thinking we're seeing maybe $3.50 gas by next week. But I am 100% convinced, listening to every analyst out there, that this is 100% temporary. It's probably a 2 week deal where there's uncertainty in the flow, and then we're back to business. And in fact, on the far end of this, once the Iranian hostilities have settled, you get their oil back in the system, which had been embargoed because of their terrorism activity and them being a state sponsor of terror. You let them go mainstream, and the Venezuelan oil's now off the black market and can be put out into the world again. Suddenly, the world is so oversupplied. We're going to see a crash in these crude prices. And hopefully that'll pay off for us by the summer driving season when people need it. But this is a reaction to war, and it was absolutely anticipated, and we're waiting to see where else it goes. Now, this will shock you, but I've seen this story repeatedly today. Gas prices in the state of California, particularly around the Los Angeles area, are now getting close to. AJ, don't fall out of your chair. I need you to stay with me through the end of the show. You got to make it another hour and 15 minutes. The gallon of gas around Los Angeles is now $8.
Oh,
$8. That now look, the war situation and the crude price, it affects them like it affects us. But think about it; it's all in percentages. They have been paying $5 or $6. So if it goes up 30% for us, it's $1 or so. If it goes up 30% for them, they're now at the $8 range because of the strict regulatory and tax environment they have in that state. It's why people are leaving. It's going to cost, the cost of doing business all over that state is astronomical. And then, of course, regular folks just trying to fill up so you can go to work. Those are shocking numbers to look at out of California, and it's getting a lot of people's attention. And it all kind of works together. If you got a high tax, high regulation state and you're hostile to fossil fuels because of your green agenda, yep, you're going to pay more than the rest of the country. In fact, the highest prices are in the deep blue states. I think New Jersey may still have some of the highest prices. Do they still require that you have somebody pump the gas for you in New Jersey?
Yep.
They still do that in New Jersey?
Mm-hmm.
That's some labor union stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, because I remember I tried to pump my own gas. I went up there one time, and he was like, "Yo, get back in your car."
Oh, they'll come out and yell at
I'm
you,
like,
man.
"Yo, hey,
Like, you're not allowed to touch your own vehicle. What? That's some made-up stuff, son. We've been doing this since I was born. Spider Monkey's back. What's up, Spider Monkey? There he is. He's in the big truck.
Hey, yeah, you just mentioned something about California gas prices. Well, guess what? I actually bought gas for 3 years in California until fairly recently. The first gas station that I saw when me and AJ, my wife, drove into California from Arizona was $7.99 and 9/10 a gallon.
How much? Say that again.
$7.99 or 99 and 9/10 cents a gallon. Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta do some math. How many gallons did you buy? No, this diesel or gas?
$7.99. $7.99. Am I not saying that right? Am I echoing?
No. Is it you talking about regular self-serve gasoline?
Yes. $7.99 and 9/10 cents a gallon. $7.99.
I don't even know how they adjust that. That gets built into everything that moves in that state. Groceries, everything on a shelf, all that gets built in at those prices.
I did see it. We about Poway one time, and it was like $9.99.
I wonder if it's ever been $10 anywhere in the country yet. I could probably find that online somewhere. Anywhere.
Probably not.
$10.
Probably not in the lower 48. But anyways, I was up in Clarksville, Tennessee, northwest above Nashville.
Yeah.
And anyways, I came back through nasty town, and of course the traffic is crazy.
It is.
Especially all the outside areas where everybody moves to. Where they've been building real strong for the last 5 years. So I got in a nice backup. It got to be 2:00, and it's like, man, I gotta get down close enough to get it up. And I remembered I had the iHeartRadio out, so I flipped it on, and I was able to catch you exactly at 2:00. Come in with that intro bumper music, and I just realized, you know what? That used to be an everyday thing for me.
Yeah.
Spider Monkey loves that. I mean, could you imagine? Just picture the little Muppet drummer driving a truck. There you go. Me doing air drums to your bumper music.
I like this. I'm
Don't ever
picturing this
take-
whole
don't-
scene. Yeah.
But I've been thinking all week about something,
What's that?
and I think we need to, I don't know, start a movement, especially in our state. Because yeah, you're right. I mean, you're going to enter Alabama and see, a politician's name on the sign. That have to get changed every 4 years or whatever. I love the Sweet Home Alabama. I love the way you used to say Alabama the beautiful. And then you'll hit like these rodeo bumps, man. I'm talking about on the interstate.
Try to hold on for
I-20
8 seconds. I know what you mean.
I-65. And I call it the Alabama brutal bridge abutments. A lot of B's going on there. But that's exactly what it's like. You come into Alabama and you hit them bridges, and it's like an Alabama brutal bridge abutment. Just boom, 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 boom. And it's like a ditch on both sides of the bridge.
It's bad. It really is. It really is.
And if you're in a big truck, it's like you're riding a dadgum bull in a rodeo.
Spider Monkey, one night I had the GPS on. I was tired. I was coming back into Alabama, and I hit this. As soon as I crossed the line, I hit all those bumps, and my little GPS said, "Welcome to Alabama." And I thought, that's bad.
I know.
That's bad. That's bad timing.
I had that the other day coming back from Mississippi, and yeah, that's the worst, man.
Yep.
20. If you go west on 20 from Birmingham, that's where it's the worst. And you go north on 65 on out of Birmingham, and that's the worst of it. But you go south and east on either one of those, that dissect the state. It's fine. I guess that's where all the money is.
You see all the bad roads.
I don't know.
All right,
Yeah,
buddy.
so that's your politicians in a nutshell. The way that they promise bridges and roads and infrastructure, just drive on it, and that's what your politicians all about, really.
There you go. Spider Monkey, good to hear from you, man.
Yeah, man.
Spider Monkey out. I was waiting on Spider Monkey to say Spider Monkey out. Okay, here's an update. I told you I'd update you if anything happened on the war. If you understand Navy warfare, this is huge. The Gerald R. Ford, that's the biggest aircraft carrier in the world. It was in the region as a defensive, on a defensive mission in the early stages, mainly to guard some of these countries and shield these countries from Iranian missiles. It has now crossed the Suez and it is in the Red Sea. And it's going to go into an offensive position to continue the effects on Iran. What does that tell you? It tells you that they don't need it to guard against the missiles because we've destroyed so many missiles. That threat is lowered, and now they can move it into a better position to go on attack and continue to wipe out this infrastructure. That means we're winning. Just that maneuver alone, that they put that group over to the Red Sea, is a big deal. That's a big deal. The hype videos, the talking points, the idiots in politics going back and forth about how well it's going. Truth on the ground is they just moved the biggest aircraft carrier in the world because it's not needed on defense anymore. That is ominous if you're in Iran and in the Iranian government. Let's get Jerry in here real quick. What's up, Jerry?
All right, Leland. This is about the gas and the road system. Ivy gave us extra tax on our gas to sit there and pay for our roads being fixed. And
Yep.
have you seen our roads lately? I mean, it is
Yep.
horrible. Just potholes and just terrible. It's gotten worse since she's taxed us on our gas.
Well, I guess it depends on where you are. I am seeing some road work and paving and some spots that are better. I know they fixed a lot of the stuff on 65 near here. There's some stuff going on 280 that's better. But yeah, I mean, you never do catch up with it, but it hasn't gotten exponentially better for some people, especially in some rural areas that didn't get the attention.
Well, I do deliveries,
Yeah,
and I travel all over Shelby County and Birmingham,
you see a lot of it
Bessemer,
then.
and stuff. Oh my God, it is so bad. I mean, you would not believe it is. It's about tore my vehicle to pieces.
Well, man, hang in there and look out for the potholes because they're with us for sure.
All right,
All right, buddy.
later.
All right, Jerry in Columbiana. Man, I think we can get Peyton in here real quick, and then we're gonna hit that break. Peyton, what's going on?
Well, I just on the road thing with the signs. I grew up in Mississippi, but my parents are from Montgomery and Huntsville,
Mm-hmm.
so we were constantly back and forth.
Oh yeah.
And you want crappy roads
Yep.
in the '70s in Mississippi. We looked forward to getting to Alabama. You could finally break out and pass a truck, and the roads were smooth. You knew exactly when you hit Alabama.
Mississippi's a
And
mess.
it said Alabama the Beautiful, and it was. Because coming out of Mississippi with it crap all over the side of the roads, garbage, whatever else,
Mm-hmm.
crossing into Alabama is like crossing into heaven. Of course, you knew you were going to Grandpapa's house, too.
Look, the people
So I
ask
just
me.
thought I'd let people know at one time the roads in Alabama were pristine.
Well, they've fallen apart since then. That's been a minute.
They
Thank you,
really
Peyton.
have. But, yeah, you knew exactly when you crossed the state line.
Yeah, it comes and goes. Thanks, Peyton. Appreciate it, buddy. So I get asked all the time, "What's the roughest roads you've driven on?" Because I've, done a lot of driving, especially with the RV. That thing, it rattles when you hit certain kinds of roads, and because there's dishes and a lot of stuff in there, you're rolling down the road in a house full of things. And the roughest roads I think that I've traveled on in this country, Memphis, Tennessee, especially getting near the FedEx and you're going through where the bridges are downtown, crazy bad. Shreveport, Louisiana, total rodeo.
Oh yeah.
Stay out of Shreveport.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing good in Shreveport. I mean, the time you see Shreveport, it is a shake fest until you clear Shreveport.
And then they're doing the construction on the roads, and it takes it to like a one lane on some parts of the highway down there. Yeah.
It's a mess. And then one morning last year, 2 years ago, whenever we did that big summer trip and took the radio show, I had to get up. We did a show in Hot Springs. I had to get up and get to the next stop, and I can't even remember where we were going that night. But I had to get up super early in the morning to get the drive done to be able to get the show on in the next stop. And the road coming out of Hot Springs, Arkansas, going north, it was some little state road. It wasn't a big highway. Good God. I thought I was going to die. It was dark. You couldn't even see the potholes.
Yeah.
You just hit something and not even know what happened.
Well,
At one point, I wanted to get out and see if I still had wheels.
you know what's so funny? Because in my head, I was about to say Arkansas was bad because I've driven through Arkansas plenty of
Oh, yeah.
time.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Before you start cussing the Alabama road, folks, drive through Arkansas and parts of Mississippi. I think Mississippi's gotten better. What's funny about Georgia is you'll be in the middle of absolutely nothing but farms and some silos, and they got some of the smoothest roads in the country. Georgia's got very good rural highways. They just do. And there's a reason for some of that out in the rural areas. I'll explain that one day when we got more time. Man, I got to get this break in here back in a minute. Man, we are so close to the top of the hour. Let me see if I can get Clarissa in here real quick. What's up, Clarissa?
Hey, Leland, the story I think is a couple of days old, but I just saw it on TikTok today. Did you happen to catch the story about the young girls that were employees at a Smoothie King in Michigan that refused service to a couple for wearing a Trump sweatshirt?
I saw some headlines on it. Didn't really keep up with it.
Yeah, I just thought that was so crazy because the young girls were African American, and I just thought, man, that is totally the wrong direction, to be promoting. But apparently, from what I had seen on X, the girls did lose their jobs and started a GoFundMe, which apparently got shut down. But Smoothie King came out and issued a statement that they, will not tolerate any discrimination between their team members or, especially to customers
Good,
as well.
good
But
for Smoothie
I just
King.
wondered if you caught that. I was kind of surprised.
Yep. Thank you, Clarissa. Got to go to the top. Just make the damn smoothie and shut up.